What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about Nuketown in Black Ops 6 and just how the game may be adding in another version of the map that nobody's really talking about. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and as a big reminder, there's plenty of brand new article coverage going up on detonated.com for those that want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty, whether it's Season 6 and The Haunting, or of course the upcoming Black Ops 6. Now, it's been real hard to keep a secret about these two really big features coming to the site, but I'll be sharing a lot more about these features in the coming weeks. I think they're going to be really helpful for the entire Call of Duty community, and I cannot wait to share more. But also, as an FYI, you can use code DYNAMITE to save 10% off any order over at Control Freak, including for the limited edition and limited restocked Deadshot Daiquiri Collector's Can. Now, this can does come with some pretty cool looking Zombies themed thumbsticks. I think every hardcore Zombies fan is going to want to pick these up, and they'll probably be selling out and then getting restocked again over the next couple of months. I'm also expecting maybe a Black Ops 6 Cerberus pair of thumbsticks to get announced very soon. Once again, that is code DYNAMITE to save 10% off any order over on their site. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really missing Black Ops 6 multiplayer. I'm rewatching a lot of my beta gameplay, picking out a bunch of good clips. We have another 30-ish days to wait until the full game's launch on October 25th. Luckily, time's probably gonna fly by if they end up marketing a little bit more about every game mode over the next couple of weeks. But you guys are probably aware that in Season 6 of Modern Warfare 3, we ended up getting about 5 shipment variants added to multiplayer, and then on top of that, a flying shipment island was also added onto Rebirth, or Purgatory I should say. So if you guys are all burned out of shipment, I'm curious on your thoughts, and let me know down below, what about seeing several different Nuketown map drops within Black Ops 6 and possibly even a game after that? We're going to circle back to that, but yeah, I'm also loving Babylon. I think this could honestly be one of those maps that is kind of the shipment of Black Ops 6. Some of you guys are liking it, some of you aren't. It's obviously all subjective, but I think it really comes down to just spawn balancing and weapon balancing to really ensure that people are giving this map a fair shot. I think as a sweat myself, it's been an absolute blast playing this map. I think I could even see myself having a hard time voting between Babylon and Nuketown once the game does officially drop. But what about Nuketown for the next 2 years, right? It's rumored that another Black Ops game is going to be coming out around over a year from now, and that's apparently a futuristic title, which we are again going to circle back to later in this video. But for the time being, we're going to be saying goodbye to shipment and the entire Modern Warfare franchise as we enter a new era for Black Ops. So let's start off with Sandhouse. This is a map that did officially get revealed following the launch of the Black Ops 6 beta. They provided us with a full map list for the launch window, at least October 25th, and one of those maps is Sandhouse. This is the map that got teased to us creators back at an event at Treyarch a couple of months ago, and when I was at the event, they showed us a slideshow of every MP map, and one of them was redacted, but you were able to make out that it was a sandy looking Nuketown, and what do you know, this is the map that was being teased. The thing is though, this is a strike experience, meaning it does support face-off, which is either a 2v2, 3v3, hell, even 6v6, and could also support gunfight. This isn't a traditional 6v6 map though, so let's point that out real quickly, right? That means when you look at how face-off works, you won't be able to actually earn any score streaks while playing. It is just pure raw gunplay, and you can do any challenge that you want, you just can't earn any score streaks. Now, you can still get a nuke if you're going to be sweaty enough to get that, but it's obviously going to be a much smaller version of Nuketown than we're accustomed to, and sure, it could support face-off 6v6, but isn't a traditional multiplayer map by any means. Weirdly enough, in the full map list Treyarch did tweet out, they actually changed the name of Sandhouse to something called Warhead. Now, I don't believe Warhead is a DLC map. I think they may end up changing the name of this gunfight map, or this strike map I should say, to Warhead instead of Sandhouse, but I think it remains to be seen, and we're gonna have to wait and see at launch if this does end up sticking. If it doesn't stick, then maybe Warhead is the name of a map that is gonna end up dropping in Season 1 or something. Not sure what happened there. They haven't amended or changed any recent blog posts or anything, so we'll just have to wait and figure out what this map change could mean. But apart from Sandhouse for the strike experiences, we then have Area 99. This is a new resurgence map coming in Season 1 of Black Ops 6. This is also when Warzone integrates with omnidirectional movement, your Black Ops 6 weaponry, and all your progress / customization that Black Ops 6 is going to have to offer. This is a really cool map that I had the privilege of playing early over in Washington, DC. The map plays pretty damn good. I think the layout is a lot of fun. There's a lot of personality to all the different points of interest, and obviously, as you've seen from the trailer of Area 99, the map itself does explore the origins of Nuketown. It is an abandoned facility from like the 50s or the 60s. It's a crazy looking environment, and you can actually see how Nuketown is made, right? You could see everything from the mannequins to the sign, the houses themselves. I mean, I love the idea of a Nuketown styled Warzone map, especially for Resurgence. So this this is another way that hardcore Black Ops fans and even Nuketown fans could still enjoy and love this map's environment just in a different game mode. In this case, it'll be in Resurgence. Can't even imagine how things are going to work with a possible Champion's Quest and even maybe a ranked Resurgence experience that could come to this map at some point in the future. But overall, like I said before, Black Ops 6 is essentially restoring Warzone 1 in terms of gameplay mechanics, systems, quality of life changes. I went over all of that in a video that I'm going to have linked down below. I got some really cool early gameplay and tons of kills for you guys in this Nuketown styled Warzone map. But apart from Area 99, you guys are probably wondering, what about regular 6v6, right? Traditional multiplayer, a map that you can actually earn score streaks on, because if the only version of Nuketown that we get in Black Ops 6 multiplayer is Sandhouse or Warhead, that means we can never really have an opportunity to earn some advanced UAVs, chopper gunners, dogs, whatever streaks that BO6 may have to offer, so that would definitely be a bit weird, right? Well, if you look back at the way Cold War did it, Nuketown 84 didn't actually launch with Cold War multiplayer. The map itself came out during the pre-season window, so about a week or two after the game released, Nuketown 84 came out, and it was awesome. I mean, we also had that really interesting offer, which may also come back in the future, which is that if you just had downloaded the game digitally by a certain point of time, you got a free Nuketown themed weapon bundle, which I thought was pretty neat and something a bit different. So that map ended up coming out just before the launch of Season 1. Now, like I said before, this could be a little controversial. I wouldn't mind if Season 1 got pushed back till December, because there's so much content that's going to be available day one in BO6. Then again, if you're a Warzone guy, you probably want the first season to come out as soon as possible, so we're going to assume Season 1 does launch at some point near the end of November, probably before Thanksgiving, which would mean the mid-season comes out maybe in December. So what I'm getting at is that maybe a Nuketown 94 or just a 90s themed Nuketown map could end up being added into Black Ops 6 during the preseason window or even during Season 1. I wouldn't rule any of that out. Now, it could also be an expanded version of Sandhouse, which we're going to see as a Strike experience. Maybe they're just giving us a cut-off portion of a bigger Sandy Nuketown for Strike, and then they'll give us a traditional 6v6 expanded layout for regular multiplayer. We'll just have to wait and see, but what's also really fascinating to me is several months ago during the Black Ops 6 Direct Showcase, I think it was like a day after that launch, we all zoomed in to some of the developers' monitors that you were able to see during that premiere, and we were able to see Nuketown in the lobby of BO6 multiplayer. It wasn't called Sandhouse, it was just called Nuketown. Now yes, I am aware this could of course just be placeholder, especially considering you could see the Nuketown 2025 map in the background. I'll get back to that in a second. So maybe that was just them testing out Sandhouse for face-off, but I want to believe that that could have also been the regular 6v6 version of Nuketown that hasn't been announced yet, and hasn't been announced for a reason, because it's not going to be a launch map. It'll be something that comes out sometime after October 25th. But considering you could see Nuketown 2025 in the background of that, obviously it's got to be a placeholder, right? Or is it? Is it possible that this was somehow setting the stage for what could be a Nuketown 2025 remastered MP map for not Black Ops 6, but next year's Call of Duty? Obviously, I'm getting way too ahead of myself with this. A lot of fun to speculate, but it has been rumored that a futuristic Black Ops game is coming out a year from now. Nobody knows who's making it, who's in charge, or what content's going to be featured, although there have been rumors of a bunch of BO2 2012 maps getting remastered for that game. Rumors are all over the place, of course, coming from the media, different members of the press. We've heard about that several times over the last few months, so without getting too crazy into rumors, I think it would probably be likely that if we're going to get a futuristic Black Ops game a year from now, they just give us Nuketown 2025 remastered in all its glory for that game, or even just a more futuristic version of that map that could take place in like 2030 or something, because at the point where Black Ops 2 takes place in 2025, that's going to essentially be present day come a year from now, which is crazy to think, by the way. But if there's some off chance that we don't get a traditional 6v6 version of Nuketown in Black Ops 6, that would be wild not to see, by the way, then maybe we have to wait until that futuristic Black Ops game presumably comes out in around a year. I know that would probably piss a lot of people off if we don't get a regular version of the map in BO6, but you never know, right? Just throwing that out there for a second. But other remastered maps have already been rumored for Black Ops 6. I made a whole video talking about the quote-unquote leaked remastered maps that are within Avalon. This is apparently a big Warzone Battle Royale map that also isn't coming out during the Black Ops 6 cycle. We know Verdansk is coming in a few months. Apparently Avalon is being saved as the BR map for that futuristic Black Ops game, which almost doesn't make sense if Avalon takes place in the 90s, but whatever, we're not going to try to make sense of that rumor right now. Apparently there's a ton of remastered maps in that Warzone space that could also be coming to BO6 multiplayer. Some of the maps include Hacienda, Firing Range, which also wasn't in Cold War, so it's been a couple years since we saw Firing Range. We also have Yemen, which we never saw, but was a map from BO2 2012, and then even Fringe, a jetpack map from Black Ops 3. We would presumably see a boots on the ground variant of that map, and that's just to name a few, right? I know Matt Scrons also made a comment a couple of weeks ago at COD Next saying that it almost wouldn't be a Black Ops game without some of those iconic locations coming back into the mix, but he was talking about Vorkuta and I think Sandhouse when he made that comment, but who's to say we don't get other remastered Black Ops maps over the next couple of seasons? I know that was a bit of criticism for MW3, which is that the map really didn't get any remastered experiences from MW3 2011, which folks were definitely expecting. We ended up getting a full library of 2009 remastered MW2 maps as the launch content for the most recent COD, which might explain why there weren't too many remakes later on, but no doubt in my mind, Black Ops is going to bring the heat when it comes to possible remakes. The last thing I'll end with is maybe Onslaught could also come back, right? That was a really fun mode that we were able to play in Cold War Zombies, allowing you to play some pretty basic wave-based zombies, but on multiplayer maps. Nuketown was one of those maps that supported Onslaught containment, a much smaller and more claustrophobic zombies experience. If Onslaught also comes back inside of BO6 Zombies, that would also be a way we can see either the regular version of Nuketown be playable for that mode, or a condensed version like Sandhouse, or hell, even a different version entirely. That has me really excited to see what they could also do when it comes to a nice crossover between multiplayer and zombies. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. Had quite a bit to get through today when it comes to Nuketown and Black Ops 6. Haven't seen anybody really talking about what could be a regular 6v6 version of the map that still hasn't been announced yet. Leave all your thoughts down below. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.